went to Vaidhamma Sankara, like you went to Nibbana from there. That's like a straight ladder. Direct path to realization. It is. If you can do it, it's amazing. It is in there. You will not believe it. So this refrain part is just amazing. And you will see.
I'll try. We'll see. I'm going to retire in 65. I got that 7 years to continuously practice. So I'm going to try. Let's see. Forget the grandchildren and everything else. They can do whatever they want. I am on a different job. 7 years.
Waiting to hear when you change your mind that, oh, you were wrong.
Oh dear.
You should have corrected me.
Right. Let's see. Are we continuing on this?
Yeah. It's that part that we need to understand now, the part that you read. At least tell me the meaning. Now, iti, this way. What is ajjattang va kaye? Kayanupassī viharati. What is bahiddha va kaye? Kayanupassī viharati. What is ajjatta? What is bahiddha? Or what is ajjatta bahiddha va kaye? Kayanupassī viharati.
Ajjatta bahiddha.
And then how does it connect, or how does it convert leading to samudaya dhammanu? So before I ask too many questions, let's sort out my first question. What is ajjatta? What is bahiddha? Yesterday we learned it. What is the meaning of ajjatta?
Ajjatta is internal, bahiddha external.
Bahiddha is external. So what is internal?
Internal
is chakku, sota, not difficult. Chakku, sota, gana, jiva. Don't think it is how they are internal. This is how the Dhamma teaches you to see. Because they belong to you, to not. So, well, let me say first. Chakku, sota, gana, jiva, kaya, mana. The 6 sense bases are internal. And what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you physically feel, and what you cognize, these are external. That is how Dhamma divides it.
Say it again. So what you feel, so the sense object is external, sensing is internal. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, the sense is internal. The sense base is internal. What it senses is external.
Right. Sense object. So what I mean by sense object is whatever that is being sensed, whatever it's been touched or seen, that particular object itself is external. But how you make that up to be, whether it's a tree or a whatever the shape, that's internal.
Yeah, you use sensing. Sensing is the activity. That's a different process. But the sense base can sit without the external. It can sit alone. Your eyes can stay without seeing.
Right. I agree. Right.
So how do you disconnect?
Until I see it, even if I see it, the process is not complete but however, until the sense object makes contact and me internally make it to be whatever I want it to be. So I guess what you're trying to say is me making it to be whatever that needs to be or whatever I pleases it to be. That is the internal part. That is the ajjattang in this case.
Yeah. So
ajjattang va kaye kayanupassati viharati.
So internally you stay observing body in your body now.
So from a practical sense, what would that be like? You observe the belly is getting bloated.
No, no, no.
No. Okay.
Oh, so you try to connect. Okay, so I see where you are. You
So
are
you
trying to
feel your
connect.
lungs getting filled with air.
So it is in the process. Okay, but after the process, after the breathing process is a different experience.
Mm-hmm. So it's a different.
So
So it's the opposite of it. So the belly getting shrunk or the lungs getting.
I mean, after the Anapanasati entire full practice, after 30 minutes of doing that, now you reflect on internal and external.
Okay.
Or in
So
it, you have things to do. And now you have come to a place of reflection as you breathe in and breathe out. So both these experiences. Okay, you said the belly. Okay, what is internal?
internal would be the
Is the
air.
body.
Yeah, yeah, the air I took in, filling the
No,
body.
no,
Yes.
it is that is so what is the internal base where you felt it?
Oh, sensors. So internally, that's I guess that goes from an
To the
interior
body. That is
perspective, the
felt
body, yes. Internally,
that
but
is
body, yes. Not the skin, but internal skin, I guess.
wherever, but so all you need to think about internal is the six sense bases, not where it is in, whether it is inside or outside. The six sense basis is adhyattika, that belongs to adhyattika, adhyatmika ayatana haya. That is how
Okay.
you need to see,
Okay.
not where it is, whether it is inside or outside or anything.
Okay.
What is external is the visitors, external visitors, bahiddha, anything that is outside. What you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you feel in the body, and what else? Your
Mind objects. Yeah.
mind objects. Okay. So now take just the eye as the simplest one. The eye is now closed, right? But now say your eyes opened. What is internal is your eye as the base. What is external is the computer that you are seeing now. And how do you experience that? In Dhamma, you have the chakku, chakkunja paticca, because of chakku, rupecha, because of the form, uppajjati, arises, chakku vijnana, eye consciousness. Now you are conscious on it. Tinnan sangati, based on the three, passo, the meeting of the three is contact. Passapacha vedana, because of contact, there is feelings. Vedana pacha tanha, because of feelings, there is craving. Tanha pacha upadana, because of craving, there is clinging. Upadana pacha bhava, because of clinging, there is continuity, existence. Bhava pacha jati, because of that, there is birth.
Paticca.
Yeah, if you started from birth and what is asked, what is the reason for jati, then you find the answer that bhava is the reason. What is the reason for bhava? Then you find upadana is the reason.
Previous one,
What
right?
is the reason for upadana? Then you find craving as the reason. When
Tanha,
you find what is the reason for craving,
Vedana,
feelings is the problem. Then what is the reason for feeling? Is contact.
Passa,
Passa. What is the reason for contact? Huh?
Vijnana.
Vijnana. Well, your six sense basis, salayatana.
Right, right.
Now you are kind of breaking, and so this is why the refrain part has all the insight you need to know. Now you saw the samudaya dhamma, arising phenomena and passing away cessation phenomena. So you saw ajjatta process, you saw internally you had the eye, and you saw the Bahidda process because you had the form. And now you see Ajata Bahidda process. That is your eye consciousness.
Are you
The
referring to this part over here, Ajata Bahidda?
So okay. So Ajata, you can take Ajata. Ajata is your eye. Bahidda is your uh, form
Whatever I
you see.
see. Okay.
Yeah. And what is Ajata Bahidda? What makes that connection?
Is
Is
that
your
the
eye
Vijnana? Is that
consciousness.
the Chakku Vijnana in this case?
Yes, Chak
Your
Chakku
example.
Vijnana. Right. You can take it as Chakku Vijnana, or you can say that it is both the eye, the object, and the one that makes the connection. That is the Chakku Vijnana. And you see contact and entire process. But it helps you a little bit more, asking you to see Samudaya Dhamma ta dakimin kaya viharati. Samudaya Dhammanupassi. That is the phenomena of arising. Just as we just observed, this is the process of, this is the experience arising of any human, any being. Is why Dhamma can be understood in this human world, that we are able to have Dhamma to analyze it, right?
What is
And
meant by Samudaya in this case?
Samudaya is
Samudaya.
arising phenomena. Some, like Udaya is Surya Udaya, Hiru Davana, sun rises, okay? Samudaya is like together arising.
I
It's not
see.
just one thing arising, it's I experience the object with the cognition, and all together they make conditioning for contact for craving. This is the samudaya. This is the arising phenomena. You need to apply your Dhamma knowledge here.
Hmm.
Then it is your Vaidhamma Sankara comes. What is Vaidhamma? Now so Vaidhamma Anupassi and Samudaya Vaidhamma Anupassi. You see the arising process and the cessation process. How is the cessation process comes to be? That is, if you didn't see it, if you didn't have the eye, if you didn't see it, eye
Or if
consciousness,
the object wasn't there,
if the object wasn't there, consciousness wouldn't
would not
arise.
arise. Right.
If it wasn't there, contact wouldn't arise. If
Right.
the contact wasn't there, feelings
Vedana
won't
wouldn't
arise.
arise. Vedana wouldn't be there. Tanha wouldn't arise, and such and so forth.
Yeah. So now you learn the Dhamma that way. All you need to do is to be in a place, in a samadhi, using either breathing or any of these things to see that this process can be ended, that nobody saw before, until you slow down cognitively and see it. And you see, Attikayotiva Panasa. Okay, I think I need you to first become familiar with, to make sure that you know everything up to that point. So Ajjata Bahidda, internally, externally, and then Samudaya Dhammanupassiva, either seeing the arising Dhamma or Vaya Dhammanupassiva, either seeing or seeing
Cessation.
the cessation or Samudaya Vaya Dhammanupassiva. You see both arising and cessation,
Mhm.
right? Then comes the next part, Attikayotiva Pana Assa Pachupattita Hoti. There is a sati, Pachupattita, Pati Upattita, established that Attikayo, there is the body, there is just a body. Yavadeva Jnanamattaya, only to the level of Jnana, to the knowledge. Patissati Mattaya, this is Patissati here, sometimes Patissati, just for the continuation of your awareness, your mindfulness. Anissitocha Viharati. Viharati, you live Anissito, non-associating. You unplug from the body. Nacha kinchi loke upadhyati, not attaching anything into this world. Evampi, this way too, bhikkhave, monks, bhikkhu, a monk, kaya kaya anupassi virati. Stay contemplating in the body, bodily. This is giving you a way out. If you didn't see it, that's why the remainder has to be given. This summarizes, this is why Anapanasati brings you to Nibbana directly.
Attikayotiva panassa
Attikayo iti, there is a body, pana asa, to him, sati, there is mindfulness, pachupattita. Upattita is again satipattana, sati upattana, established. There is that mindfulness that, okay, there is just a body. So what? Let it be. Yavadeva jnana matta, only necessary for jnana. Matta is matta here meaning matrava. Jnana matreta pamana, only for your bare knowledge. Otherwise, using this body, you can have fun. That's the other meaning. Using this body, you go to clubs or
You
parties.
lift weights or you run or you do
Yeah.
whatever, right? You can use the body for that purpose, so you can just see the body as just a body and let it be.
Let it be, especially in this state of meditation. Do not invite girls, do not invite fancy things, imaginations, forms to distract the process, which he says is one anta that not here but in other places he says that's one anta people can go. Even if you go to an anta of it, an end of it, it's never ending. It just this is the only end you can, this is the only way out you can find.
But is there a body? That's the question. I don't think there's a body. I thought there is no,
You are
no
going
body.
too far.
Okay.
You are
Okay.
taking philosophy into this. Not necessary.
Okay.
That thinking is just vitaka.
I see.
So but I don't want to stop you there because some people understand Dhamma by reasoning this way. But is there a body in reality? How do you answer that question? There isn't.
In Buddhist context, there isn't. At least that's what I understood up to this point. I mean,
Exactly.
there is aggregates of different, what are those? Bhutas, right? Mahabhutas. Aggregate of bhutas.
This is a great question. This way, you can leave the body be and come to your astral body, which
It's
is
hard to
also,
do, but I understand. Practically hard to do unless, I mean, for that level, you have to develop your mind. But at least I conceptually I understand the idea.
yeah, conceptually. In an imaginary level, you are basically like a deva now,
So the
without a body.
difficulty we have is separating the mind from this actual form. That I think
Yes,
is the problem.
yes, yes. There we
So
go.
that's the link we are trying to break, which is hard
Yeah,
to break. Because so that I mean I'm not trying to be cocky here. I think I based on something I read, I realized that is this whole process. How to, well, part of the process. Break yourself,
that is
break
true.
the body from the mind and realize it's the
Yeah,
mind that's doing everything else,
that
not
is
the other way
holding
around.
things together.
Right.
And that's why he gives 4 elements to break it down and see. And that is why he gives the 6 sense bases and also gives how a corpse in decay, like this body, is not you, saying it becomes just powder in the end. And he additionally adds 2 other things that stay aware as you walk, as you sit, as you lie down, and as you stand, because your awakening could happen in any of these moments because of what you understood just now in the Vipassana section. And can we say now that Samatha and Vipassana are 2 separate things?
No, I don't think so. Going forward, I
Exactly.
don't think I can say any of that. I think they're all basically the same exact thing, different labeling.
Exactly. Nobody can say I'm doing Samatha, I'm doing Vipassana.
Right. It's hilarious, right? So
Yeah,
I see arguments where, oh, you can. So I'm pretty sure I've heard it with my own ears. Someone saying with samatha you can only do this much, or with so to do further you have to do vipassana. I'm pretty sure I've heard it from someone really
that
profound.
is that is BS and catching
That
the
is
Dhamma
BS.
in tail.
Yes. Yes, that is BS. It's sort of like, oh, so you need to get the undergrad to go the masters to get the PhD, sort of speak. So
Yeah,
there's no such thing.
yeah. It is very much not Buddhist studies BS,
No,
other BS.
no, right. I agree. I fully agree with you.
See, it's like this the two sides of a coin,
Right,
right? But it's like this side of the palm exists and that side definitely exists.
right.
They go together. When you have learned these, you have learned the Satipatthana Sutta.
See, knowing the Satipatthana Sutta and really knowing the Satipatthana Sutta, I still think is two different things. I mean,
Yes, this is why when you buy a TV, right, you bring it in, plug it, and it burns immediately. Then you begin, oh, what did I do wrong? Then you read the manual. Then you realize, okay, I have told this to you before.
mm,
Then you realize, oh, this is what went wrong. So this is why knowing it very well should help you to reach, make that prediction true.
faster, right, or quicker, or in with less distractions. I understand what your simile is now. Okay.
It doesn't have to be 7 years now.
Right.
Within that, you should be able to get it.
So in reality, it seems like I don't necessarily have to read the whole Tripitaka. I I
Yeah,
guess it can happen anywhere. I think I see your point. It
yeah,
can
yeah,
happen anywhere. It can happen while reading Satipatthana. It can happen while reading, I don't know, Chakupalavattu. It can happen
yeah.
reading, maybe not Chakupalavattu, some other
No,
sutta.
no, even in Chakupalavattu, there could be a gatha that speaks to this. There could be that Sila part where that monk was very determined that he's not going to hold the stick of that undisciplined monk, where his Sila is so good that his purity shouldn't be spoiled by a mere need. So, and that alone is an entryway to purity of the mind. He was an arahant already anyway, so. Or maybe he went to the Buddha and then became an arahant. I'm not sure.
So what needs to happen is, I guess, since Buddha is not here, again, this is me thinking out loud more than anything else. Since Buddha is not here to guide us, what needs to happen is you don't have to necessarily understand all Tripitaka, but understand one
Yeah,
correctly. When I
yeah,
say correctly, not just do the translation.
exactly. This is why Pali knowing Pali is important.
Yes, knowing Pali is definitely important. Now, so
Yeah,
that part I'm now very convinced. My
yeah.
my my desire to learn Pali is the right path.
Now when you see monks speaking, you open that dictionary and say, monk, you are
You
wrong.
are wrong. You're not talking Pali, right? Your Pali is wrong.
You are like, did he just make that up? Or
Right,
let me
right,
check. So
right, right. So your Pali is wrong, right?
this is why when you listen to Pirit, you know when some monks are good at chanting Pirit, but not really know the meaning of it. That is why they make mistakes in the words.
Right, right.
So the kind of blessing you get is half.
I could also argue that once you know Pali enough, you might get disappointed in many monks at the same time.
Oh yeah,
Because when you hear, you realize that they're not
yeah,
they're not saying
yeah,
it correctly.
yeah. So this is
So,
why we Maba did a wonderful thing that they took us this far in a
mm.
unexpected way that they didn't even know that you would pursue Pali, but you did. So
I- honestly, I would argue with the other way around, Bante. So I wanted to do this for a whole time. It just so happens Maba had a program with one course. Honestly, when I saw that advertisement, there was one course listed, the class you taught last semester, the Pali.
hmm.
That was the whole reason I signed up for that whole program to begin with. I've told that many times to Venerable Kongya. I'm not here for your master's program or whatever. I'm just here for that Pali class, and I just want to learn Pali. That's all. I
See
don't care
how
about
far you
anything else.
came. Yeah, it
Yes,
was
I'm
you.
happy. I'm very happy. I'm also happy about this particular independent study because I
Yeah,
know exactly what would happen if I went down the other
yeah,
path. I'm not saying it's wrong.
yeah,
I'll learn a whole lot of about, I don't know, Chinese suttas, but that's not going to help me with my objective. So I knew exactly where that's going to lead. This is
So
great.
be a kuru, man from Kuru, who
Guru.
are, like we read yesterday, that they are wise people. So that's why Buddha taught sutras like Ananja Sapphaya, like imperturbability, something unperceivable, unperceivable. In the very first section, the Buddha throws us into Nibbana.
Mm.
He's not talking anything about a gradual process. Right here, the Kurus had heard the Dhamma, that they knew what the Buddha was talking about. He had, and it's not just in Satipatthana though, that it is in many sutras. When he begins Satipatthana, he goes in the same format.
Oh, now I see that. Yeah. So I mean, maybe until today, I guess I didn't really make that connection. I thought maybe I need to read a whole lot of suttas to make the connection. But now I feel like in every sutta, the same thing has been said in a different way, I guess,
Yeah,
to make certain person understand it.
yeah.
The unfortunate
So
thing is I don't understand any of it. And after having read all of it, I still don't understand what he was saying.
yeah.
It's
So
unfortunate in many levels, I guess.
so let's move on to the next one.
What I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna read. Of course, I'm gonna read your. I'm gonna keep
Book.
your book handy. I'm gonna read probably.
If you
Bhikkhu.
catch any editorial suggestions, please send them my way, because I have.
Definitely, I can do that. Yes, I mean, I'm probably not gonna be all that good, but at least I can catch
No. I mean,
the.
I'm just asking that you are able to catch things that at least in Pali or in English too sometimes.
Sure. Twa, I think I can catch. Other things, I'll see. I'll see. If I see something, I'll send it to you. No problem. But I was gonna say I'm probably gonna read Bhikkhu uh, anomaly, right? Not anomaly. Bhikkhu. Oh dear.
Nyanamoli? Oh,
What
Sujato?
is German monk?
Oh, Analeo.
Analeo. Sorry. Bhikkhu Analeo. Bhikkhu Analeo's disposition on Satipatthana.
If you pause the recording, I like to share something that is about my book. That,
Past
but
recording.
even though the course is ending, I think one thing you need to do is to use my time in the future too, to say, Bante, I have a clarification question, and
Let
can
me do that once I know you finished your.
yeah, yeah.
I'm very concerned about it. I feel not good about lining up this course with. Had I
That's
known that
okay.
you were in the middle of writing your thesis, I would have thought.
Oh, I was also distracted with the temples problems, but the course was not a distraction. It taught me many things that I I have not read in a while, and also new things like Jachanda Vagga. I never read those gathas in my lifetime, so it's just new. But I knew the format, that I had read Udana, other Udanas like Bahia and all of that. So I knew the format, but teaching that helped me too. So now you see the second one. Are you recording?
Yes, I think
Here
it's recording. Yes.
it's Iriyapata, and what he says is, all he says is, everything you do is meditation. Punacha param bhikkhave bhikkhu gacchanto va gacchami iti pajanati. Read that part.
Puna,
Tito va
Punacharam.
punacha parang
Oh.
punacha aparang.
Why is the space? Is it in the wrong place?
Yeah,
Chapat.
that's wrong. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
puna.
Puna.
Also in
Punachapara.
Sinhala it is punacha parang.
That's
Punacha.
also wrong.
Yeah, punacha again also,
Oh
like
dear.
it is like aparang, because
Punacha parang bhikkhave.
they want to bring cha aparang together. That is what they did,
Why?
because of Pali's style that words.
So they wanted to separate Puna. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Punacha parang bhikkhave.
Because cha and cha aparang doesn't sound good, so chaparang is better, like for the reader. But now you know
Okay.
aparang is after that, monks. like
Where,
moreover months.
moreover, right? Moreover, okay. Bhikkhu gacchanto va gacchāmīti pajanāti.
Pajanati.
Gacchati. So gacchati, yanawa, moving, walking.
When you are walking, you know you are walking.
Thitato va titoti
Titova,
pajanāti. Right.
titova, titom hiti pajanati.
Right. Tito
Standing,
va
you know.
titoti. Right. While you're staying, you know you are staying.
Yeah.
Nisinno va nisinnom hi ti
Pajanati.
pajanāti. Sayano va sayanom hi ti pajanāti. Yata yata va panassa kāyo panihito hoti tata tatanam pajanati. Yata yata va.
So you see
Yata
yata
yata.
tata connection.
Right. I feel like we talked about this before, but
1
unfortunately
second.
I don't remember. Yata yata va.
Anyway, yata tata connection here. Yeah. So what is
Why
the
is it
mean?
yata yata? Why is the repetition? Yata yata?
Where is it?
Here. Yata yata.
Yeah. Yata යතාවා පනස්ස කායෝ කොයි කොයි විදියට ඔහුගේ කය තිබුණත් තතා තතානං පජානාති. ඒ විදියට දැනගන්න. That is the meaning.
So whatever it is, you recognize it as it is.
Yes. No, this he talked about 4 iriyava, right? 4 postures.
Right.
Any posture, you know it. This is giving you the idea that if you somebody can say, oh, driving and all of that are new, so it is not included in the sutra. It's not true. You can say, whatever way the body is, you are supposed to know those ways. So that is how that part goes in here.
So your point here is, although Buddha only recognized four specific areas here, four specific
No,
orientations.
this statement is specific to the 4 postures, but if you read now after that is iti ajjattang va bahiddhava, so you can skip that part and go to the next part.
Next
About
part in the sense like the kaya no sampajja.
yeah, sampajana pabbang. What you have is abhikkante going forward, patikkante returning. So more activities. Sampajana pabba is like clear comprehension. More so detached from 4 activities, now you are going further. So that statement then refers to the 4 postures.
Say it again, please. I lost my thought process. I got sidetracked.
Yata yata tata tata statement came right after the 4 postures, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that statement is saying, whichever way you see, you are seated, lying down, you know accordingly, right? And now here it says, abhikkante patikkante, you know, you are aware, alokite vilokite, looking forward, looking backward, you know you are aware, sampajanakari hoti, meaning you are very well aware, right? Pajana, again pajanati. Saminjite is bending, pasarite stretching, sampajanakari hoti. Sanghati is your sangala sivra. Patta is patraya, chivara is the robe, the general robe, not this robe that goes over. Dharane, bearing those, sampajanakari hoti. Asite, tasting. Pite, drinking. Khaite, chewing. Saite, savoring, sampajanakari hoti. And uchchara passava kamme, urinating and defecating. Gate, going. Tite, standing. More, the 4 postures coming again. Nisinne, seated. Sutte, sleeping. Jagarite, waking up. Bahasite, talking. Tunhi bhave, in silence. Sampajanakari hoti. You are clearly comprehending. Then Ajjatta Bahidda comes. So go back to the previous one. So now you have the idea of the 4 postures, right? Here, Iriyapata. And in that, there was that statement, yata yatava panasa kayo panihito hoti, whatever way his body is deposed, tata tatanam pajanati. Nang here means he knows according, or it, the body, that is known accordingly. And then the Buddha is telling you to be more aware of more postures, more things that we do, like other activities, like eating, tasting, savoring, urinating, uh, everything. So you are, what is happening here? Why do we have to do that? Because you can do urinate by and think about anger. So sampajanakari hoti. When you are doing that, make sure you are clearly keeping your mind focused on what is arising and what is passing away. In any of those moments, enlightenment could happen.
So let me ask a quick question then. So you took that example. So let's say while you are urinating, you are angry.
Yeah.
And you also brought in what is arising and passing. So I at that point comprehending that I'm angry? Is that what I'm trying to
No, no,
recognize?
no. No, he taught you to see the Samudaya and Vaidama, arising and passing away.
What is arising, what is passing in that case is my question.
Yeah. What is arising is your attachment in the mind, that your anger is usually processed in the mind. So you have a mind as the base, and you have an angry thought as a vitaka, and you are conscious on it, and you have a feeling which is unpleasant, and
I
you
see.
have a craving, which is you are holding on to that anger, and it goes on.
Okay, so I maybe I got it, maybe I didn't. But the point here is that you're not really focusing on your in area your posture.
Yeah,
Your focus is
yeah.
on what is
Keeping you,
arising and ceasing in your mind. When I
yes,
say mind, I'm pointing at
yeah,
my head, but I don't know whether that's where mind is. But let's say that's where the mind is. Um, so the whole point here is that in any posture, even now, I try to focus on the things that comes to my mind and realize that they arise and cease.
yeah,
Is that the whole point here?
yeah. You need to be aware, like sampajanakari hoti. You are aware of all these things that you are doing, but that awareness is just outward directed. If you are just barely aware, it's not helping you. How can it even help? Hmm?
See, so
Yeah, no,
again,
no,
this is
no.
me. Say it again.
No, I asked them to go. We will stay on this.
So I was gonna say, so I was gonna bring a count. I'm not necessarily trying to bring a counter example here, but suppose I'm crossing the street, right?
Yeah,
So I think I brought that example up in an earlier discussion as well. At that point, I should be mindful about crossing the street action as well, isn't it? I mean, I need to make sure I cross the street mindfully, not when there's vehicles on the way, such and so forth, right?
you need to safely cross the street, but
Right.
as a meditator, you can also do that and not have any craving in your mind.
Craving on what
That
exactly?
you know those, do you think that all those people who are crossing streets are not panicked? Some people are panicked. Why? Because of the attachments they are holding. And a meditator who is seeing the arising and passing away has a different perspective about it. You do cross the street mindfully,
Mhm.
but it's not the goal of this meditation. The goal is the nibbana. If the goal is nibbana, it could happen while you are crossing the street too, that you come to a better realization. But it's just a bad example to take, because the meditator is usually not in such situations when they are like living in a monastery doing their things.
Okay, let's try to take it to a practical level then. Let's say I'm staying in Maba on a retreat, and let's say it's snowing, and I need to go to the kuti,
Yeah,
and I can slip and fall. So I need to walk mindfully. knowing the fact that I could slip and fall, right? So it's sort of
But
like,
it only helps you to get to the kuti.
yes, yes, yes. But my point is, just like the crossing of the street scenario, what am I trying to be mindful about at that point?
It
Mindful
is
that I could cross, slip and fall, or mindful that while I am being mindful about walking carefully, other things are coming and going in my mind. Those are two different things. That's the difficulty I'm having right now. You see what
yeah.
I'm trying to
Well,
say?
in the reading you read Satima. You to cross the street, you were mindful enough. You didn't have that problem. You are what you are being mindful right now in these activities is what your mind does. Cross the street and keep a mind that is clean. Go to the kuti, keep a mind that is clean. Keep your practice continuous, that if it is an opportunity to see the arising and passing away, see it, even while you are crossing the street, no matter
I
whether
see.
you
I
are,
see. I
you are
see.
on fire or whether you are in the cold, doesn't matter.
Isn't there an implicit multitasking here? Because you need to be mindful about crossing the street. You cannot be wondering about other stuff while crossing the street, because you need to make sure you cross the street when it's safe. Am I right? At the same time, it could be an opportunity for you to realize the rising and ceasing. Am I getting things confused? I'm trying to make sure I
You
understand
are
this
just a
correctly.
modern thinker, an Americanized man, trying to argue with the Buddha here.
No, 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 that's not my intent. Definitely not. If it comes across that way, I apologize. That's
Okay,
not.
try to get it from the Iriyapati section. No, I mean Sampajanya section. So what is it? What is the activity that you need to be doing? Sampajanakari hoti. That is the only activity in everything. Now
Mhm.
look at the meaning of Sampajanakari. It is referring to a person. It's like atapi. Okay, it's like Sampajanakari. This is Sampajanya. The next one is Sampajana. To know. What is
Mindful.
janati? So now you have sang plus pajanati. Click on that.
Pajanati.
Yeah,
Pajanati is no, right? Pajanati
yeah,
we saw before.
yeah. So they
Janata
give the same
Pajanati.
meaning. They give the same meaning to both words. Pajanati and janati. To know,
Mm.
find out, come to know, understand. So when this is understanding, that multitasking is to, of course, that you are aware of washing your bowl or putting your robe on or urinating, and that you did earlier too with your four postures,
Mm-hmm.
and that you did with your breathing too, that
Right.
you are aware that you are breathing. So it's telling you to know, with the previous knowledge that was taught to you about vipassana, to do a little bit of multitasking. That is true. It is just, but your goal is do all these things with the goal of eliminating suffering. So any of these activities you do, you are not in a rush to get it done. You are in a rush. You are not in any rush. You are just incorporating them to your goal. So what you are thinking now is, can I just be mindful? You can, but what is the use of it? Because it was taught to be mindful already in the premise, like Satima. Just be a mindful
So
person.
mindfully urinating. So the point you're trying to get at is mindful urinating is not going to help me get to my goal.
Yes.
Right. But being mindful is a good thing to have. So if
Yes.
I can do everything mindfully, which from practice I've realized is useful. I mean, if I'm mindful, I will think twice about what I'm about to say before I say. I will think twice about what I'm about to type before I hit send or send the email has been useful. That in a practical sense, I've personally experienced that is a fact, right?
Yeah.
So I guess so. Even when I was doing that, so I did that. I mean, literally, I practiced that very stringently, very atapi recently. Because
Because you were told to have Kelistavana Virya, Atapi,
then I'm wrong. So atapi, I used to use the word from atapi in the sense that
ardent.
at, I was very strict with myself. So I was trying to do everything mindful. Again, this was an exercise. I was doing a self exercise to see how would that help me break the cycle, right? So this is literally something I did recently. I'm not making this up. So when doing that, I sometimes I realize I don't have to send this email. Sometimes I realize I really don't have to say anything. Sometimes I realize so certain actions I realize I really don't have to do, which is
Those
helpful.
are Dhammanupassanas, about mind's work.
Uh, that might be the problem. That could be a problem. But the point I was trying to get at right now is that still detached me from the ultimate goal. What is the ultimate goal here is to realize this cessation, rising and cessation. That was confusing me for the longest of time, this notion of rising and cessation. Even now, I'm not necessarily sure whether I fully understand it. So I thought the rising and ceasing is all something like, okay, if I'm angry, realize that I'm angry and realize that in few more minutes, I'm not going to be angry.
You are
And
trying to bring what you know to Dhamma instead of learning what Dhamma teaches
I see,
you.
I see.
The whole point of learning Dhamma is to learn from it, not, this is what I thought it's to be. You are confessing that this is what I thought it to be, but you are also now being confronted with what the Dhamma teaches is completely different.
I don't say it's different. Again, maybe the way I'm phrasing it may be giving the wrong impression here. I'm not saying it's different. I'm saying it is true. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, be in the truth.
So example, anger. Anger is a good example because when people are angry, when I'm angry, I do things and I regret that later. But if I'm angry at the point of when I'm angry, if I realize that this is anger, this is just feeling, I'm just feeling it, this is going to go away in a few minutes, and don't do something to make things worse while I'm angry, I solve a whole lot of problems going forward. Um, so I was trying to make that connection. So anger is a feeling which arises and ceases, rising and ceasing. So that's the way I saw. I was trying to cease rising and ceasing. Everything arises, everything ceases. Is that wrong?
That is no, that's the surface level.
Okay.
For you to understand why it is not how the Buddha teaches is read more sutras where he brings in an example and he goes into feelings.
Mm.
Then based on he goes into entire Paticcasamuppada from it. So he's asking us to really like he taught Paticcasamuppada and he never left it.
Mm.
Always giving an opportunity from any experience you have,
Mm. Mm.
the Paticcasamuppada. If you just say, "Oh, anger was there, anger, now is no anger," you make an effort to. You don't use any dhamma. You see impermanence. Okay, it is there. It didn't. It won't last any long. It's a bit of wisdom, but using dhamma analysis has more weight. That now you have been provided the language to deal with it. What is the sense base? What is it cognizing? How did it? So imagine you are in a neither perception nor non-perception, or you are in the fourth jhana. In a place like that, you are not dealing with anger. Even in such states, people were trapped to think that it is a permanent state. So they lived in it. They couldn't take it any further. But Buddha is teaching you, oh, how did I experience this? What is the sense base? What is external? Where can I make the disconnection? It's all focused on this cessation. It's all focused on this seeing that it is cause and effects, not a person making or not a Brahma making. So for your eighth question, I think it's best I make it mandatory now. So you have to read it.
Okay.
I don't need to do that, but I think it's best you now. Your question is good one. It's a good one. It's just, but it's not based in the Nibbanic goal, I would say. Crossing the road or crossing, going to the kuti, all of that is good. And if the Buddha had to talk about that, he would say it. But then why does he bring iti ajatang vakai? Thus, internally in the body. Why does he bring that into that section of comprehension? So combine vipassana with what you are doing. Go to the next section. Don't think too much.
Patikula Manasikara Pabbang, is that the one?
Yeah. Manasikara is attention. Particular. As like particular is like pilikul karna, but that's just how editors used it. So, but what is the point here is reflecting the repulsiveness. All he does is saying Punacha param bhikkhave, moreover monks, bhikkhu, a monk, imam eva kaya, imang eva kaya, this very body, uddhang padatala, ude indala patale dakwa, from top to the feet level. Adho from yata indala, from below kesa mattaka, to the top of the kesa, to the, yata indala udeta. Tacha pariyantang, covered with the tacha, the skin. Purang, filled with nana pakarasa, noik kakari, noik prakari, many types. Suchino, feel this stuff. Pacha vekkati, you reflect on. Atti imasmin kai, there is in this body. Kesa, hair. Loma, body hair. Nakha, nails. Danta, teeth. Tacho, the skin. Mansa, meat like flesh. Naharu, the sinews. Atti, bones. Atti minjang, bone marrows. Wakkang, the wakugadua, liver. Hadayang, heart. Yakanang, it's called, it's so papasang is penahalu, the what is it? But then yakanang is there's an English word for that. Kilo makam pihakang. These three I always can get confused. And antang is so I skip there.
I can
Antang
ask,
is
we can quickly ask Bhikkhu Sujato. 120, right?
yeah.
Not 120, sorry. Majjhima Nikaya
10. Mula Pannas.
diaphragm.
Hmm?
The
The
diaphragm,
diaphragm, spleen, lungs. So that is then
heart.
antang is
Okay.
intestines, antagunang, mesentery. The udariyang is what is in the udara, that is undigested food. Karisang is feces. Pittang is bile, Semhang is phlegm, Pubbo is pus, Sedo is sweat, Medo is oil, Asu tears, Kelo is saliva, Singhanika snot,
This is the
Lasika,
composition. So this is basically Buddha explaining the composition of the body. It's
yeah,
all covered in a skin, which is the only thing we see, but beneath it, it's just a whole big mess. Asuchi.
yeah. And then he gives a nice simile. Just as a sack with openings with both ends, filled with various kinds of grains, such as fine rice, wheat, mung beans, peas, sesame, and ordinary rice, and some with good eyesight, chakkuma puriso, were to open it and examine the contents. These grains are fine rice, these are wheat, and etc. That's all you have to do. Why he does that is that some people go to the extreme of it and kill themselves, saying, "Oh, this body is something I don't want to associate. Let me kill this so I can be free." He
Suicidal
just
monks.
says, he just says, just like a person seeing, see it.
Does that contradict with the suicidal monks? In that the case, so just
Yeah,
see. Why would you? Okay, realize that it's disgusting. Yes, Buddha is not disagreeing that it's disgusting. He is basically saying it is disgusting, but just to see it as it is.
yeah,
Don't take it any further,
yeah,
isn't it?
yes.
So in that sense, suiciding those monks who suicided because they were so disgusted with their body, they wanted to get rid of the body. Well, not just a monk. I think those were arahants, right?
I don't, yeah, they must have been close to, or they were like, they just needed to be free. But it created a bad reputation for Buddha that they went to that extreme. Like that also shows how good the Buddha was in teaching people to that level. Like, what is the point of this? So, but he didn't want mass killing because of what he teaches.
Mm. Hmm.
So, should we stop or continue?
I think hours wise, we might be just about now. We might be fine.
Mm.
So at 3:30, I think 3:30 would be. We started around 11, so that means that's 4.5 hours. So that should be sufficient for hours wise. So we can actually start. I think.
If you want to continue, I'm able to. Let me know.
I guess.
We'll
What is the
see Vedana Anupassana a little bit.
okay? So he goes to Patikula Manasikupang, then there's another Dhatu Manasikara Kupang,
The four elements.
Navasika Navasikappa Kupang.
There's Navasivatika, like 9 corpses.
This I definitely need to read.
Yeah.
Oh, for a fact. I mean, I've been told by other people to also read,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I never realized what it really means. I mean, I'm like, okay, I need to read that. I need to read this. Which one?
So
This
what?
one definitely for sure.
So Katancha Bhikkhave Bhikkhu Vedanas Vedanupasti Vihirati. How does a
Bhikkhu Sukhamva Vedanam Vedanaman Vedaya Mano Sukham Vedanam Vedayamti. Hold on, give me a second here. Ida Bhikkhu Sukhamva Vedanam Vedayamano Sukham Vedanam Vedayamiti. So when there's a good feeling, well, the word good sukha here is delightful.
yeah,
Delightful
pleasant
feeling,
feeling?
pleasant feeling. When you have a pleasant feeling, realize what is are we realizing anything here? No, there's no. Oh, pajanati, yes.
Just
No,
know.
knowing, know that this is a delightful feeling.
Yeah.
Dukkam va vedanam Vedayamano dukkam vedanam vedayamiti pajanati. There's a undelightful feeling. Know that this is an undelightful feeling. So that, okay, let me continue before I start another argument. Adukkamana sukham va vedanam vedayamano adukka sukam. Adukka sukha.
Adukka asukha. That is how adukkam asukha comes.
What is adukkama sukha?
Upekka, equanimity.
Okay, in between. No, not neither good, neither bad.
Neither painful nor pleasant.
Vedayam tipajanati sami sang va sukang vedanang vedayamano sami sam sukang vedayanang vedayamano vedayamiti. Sami sang. Sami sang?
So Sami says is in the flesh, bodily.
Oh dear.
Like, so yeah, Niramisa is outside the body, outside the flesh. So like Niramisa Suvaya. So it is hinting at some sukha like Jhana sukha, some sukha like non-Jhana sukha. So just the general feeling and then go advanced and catch it.
So samisa sukang is like example, mosquito biting feeling.
It's not sukha, definitely. It is dukkha.
That's a dukkha, I guess.
I didn't know you had sukha when your mosquito bites.
There are some people who likes, I guess. I don't know. There are weird people in this world. I don't know, weird is the right word, but there's different people. But so that's something bodily, right? Bodily feeling. That's a samisa dukkha, I guess. What would be a niramisa dukkha or niramisa sukha?
Okay, meditation pain. Sometimes you are exerting too much and that you don't get any results, and that produces unpleasant experience. So you know it.
I see. Okay, I think I can make the connection.
Yeah.
Samisam dukkang, so he goes on to samisam dukkang, dukkang vedana, niramisam dukkang vedanang, samisam dukkang, so further breakdown, niramisang, where is it? Where is the new word? Iti ajjattam vedanasu vedananupassi viharati, bahidava vedanasu vedananupassi viharati.
Easy, right?
That part, to be really honest with you, Bhakti, that part, even from our previous line, still bothers me. It's nothing to do with you. I just need to digest it down in some way.
Yeah. Did you get what is ajjatta and what is bahidda?
Right. External and internal. External.
You get what is arising and passing away in this experience?
No.
With I?
I as the object?
Yeah. No, I is not the object. You are not seeing I from the I.
No, sorry. I so yes. I as the indriya.
Yes. What you see as the object, the form. What is internal, what is external then?
So you see someone killing an animal. Bad example, but something tangible. Your eye makes that contact and you feel it. Is that a good valid answer?
I didn't hear part of it.
So you see something that's cringe-worthy. You see something that's cringe-worthy. You see an accident. You see a dog getting hit by a car. You see something that all of a sudden you like goes cringe.
Yeah.
You didn't physically feel it, but you still feel it in your mind. You make that feeling up, sensation
It's a good
up.
example. It's a good example. So how did all that happen? Now, internally, you had the eye. Externally, you had a whole scene in front of you. right? And you became conscious on it. Sometimes accidents happen, nobody notice, right?
Right, right.
Okay. I mean, you because you are not conscious on it.
Yes, yes.
I
I've had
consciousness,
instances where I've cut myself very badly and I didn't even recognize that I've cut it until few minutes later I see it
yeah, you
or
weren't
something like that.
conscious
Right, right.
on it. Now eye consciousness arise. So there is a contact has been made.
Mm,
Pass. This is a format that needs to sit in your head all the time.
mm, mm,
How did the contact arise of the because of meeting of those three things?
mm,
What three? The eye, external seeing, and you are conscious.
mm,
If one of those went missing, contact won't happen.
mm,
Okay. Then comes to Pasapaccha Vedana. Because of contact, you have this cringy feeling, which is unpleasant.
mm,
And now you have to make a decision as a normal human being whether to go and help
mm,
or just cry.
mm, mm,
And you know the crying doesn't help, you have to go help.
mm,
All of that is immediate process, very, very spontaneous process.
mm.
But what is happening in Dhamma eye is that and it is an unpleasant seeing, just a feeling is unpleasant. And why is it so that person who's take it is unpleasantness, that is because you have a tendency to divide things as pleasant
It's
and unpleasant.
unpleasant.
What is working here is craving.
Because
Craving
you want to
working.
attach yourself to pleasant things. You don't want to see, you're trying to avoid unpleasant ones.
Yes. Okay. And tanha meaning upadana. You have a clinging. What kind of clinging? You cling to good things only. When you see bad things, you get upset. That's the nature of human beings. Upadana pacha bhava. Now you continue on like that, not ending any bhava.
So
If you
so in my crude example, what is the right way to react? Or maybe not to react, I guess.
not to react, to stay passive is to see the process that this is what happened in you in that experience. Whereas ordinary people who doesn't know how to see it only know that okay, fear arose. That's it. They couldn't have they didn't have any tools to analyze what is really happening because they are not Buddhist people who are taught this way. But you say your cat is now killed by a predator and your wife cries and you are not. Your wife is like, are you mad? Don't you have any senses?
Mm, mm,
Saying, no, I just learned in Satipatthana Sutra that how I experience that event is just this.
mm. I could experience this as a sad one or happy one, depending on what I want to
Yeah.
make it up to be.
Yes. Yes.
But the right thing to do is not to make it an experience to begin with.
Yeah. And this part was telling us Samisa Niramisa things that this is a Samisa thing you experience, the cat's killing. But there are more things like jhanas, there are Niramisa things beyond this body's periphery. Do experience those and still see Dhamma in that.
I see. So there's a deeper advice here. So the deeper
Yeah,
advice here is not just for so to give a crude analogy, I guess Samisa stuff is for lay people, Niramisa stuff is for people who are deep practitioners. Not
yeah,
to go into a deep jhana and start feeling it.
yeah.
Don't feel it.
Read Chittanupassana because Vedananupassana is only this much.
Mm.
Read Chittanupassana.
Oh, this one doesn't have that much of a breakdown like the Kaya Nupassana. Interesting.
No, no. Kayanupassana has 6 aspects. Vedananupassana had only what you just read, and Chittanupassana also is very short.
Katincha pana bhikkave bhikkhu chitta chittanupasse viharati ida bhikkave bhikkhu Saragang va chittang saragang chittanti pajanati.
Pajanati.
Saraga. What is saraga? Saragya? Saraga?
Yeah. Ragi sita, ragi sita කියලා දැනගන්නවා. වීත රාගං වා චිත්තං. විහිත රාගේ, රාගේ නැති සිත, රාග නැති සිතක් කියලා දැනගන්නවා. Could be in a jhana. Who knows? This is the answer I gave you when you gave an example of something angry, like you are doing chittanupassana. See, this is why when anger arises, you switch to chittanupassana.
And realize his anger.
Yeah. Read.
So
Don't
we
think.
got Sadhosang. I like that. It made me laugh. Read. Don't think. Stop thinking. Sadhosang va chittang. Sadhosang chittanti pajanati. So what is sadhosang? Dosa
Angry.
sita?
Yeah. Dosa. With dosa. With anger.
With anger. Vita dosang chittang. Vita dosang chittanti pajanati.
See what is va doing here. Could be any of these, right?
Right.
It could be raga. It could be any of these. Giving you all the freedom.
Samosam va chittang. Samohang,
Samohang, not samosa.
sorry. I guess I'm hungry. Samohang chittang, samohang chittang.
Deluded mind.
Deluded mind. Undiluted mind. Vita mohang. Oh, moha. Oh,
Yeah.
now I see it. Why did I not see it over here? Samohang. Somehow confused me.
Yeah, you've eaten Indian. That is the problem.
Samosa.
Don't eat samosa. Like be
No
Vita
more samosa. Right. It's a samoha.
Be Vita samosa.
Right.
This is the fun part. Okay. After Vita moha is Sankitang Chitta.
That's your head monk, Sankita.
No, he's Sankicha, not Sankita.
Oh, really? Oh, too bad. Sankitang.
Sankita is Hakilunusita. Right?
So what is Sankicha?
Constrained. Sankicha is the krutya has been done. Like Kicha is the duty.
Having done? No, not done.
Look at the meaning. I need to find out. I knew it one time, but I forgot.
You might have to help me with the Pali.
It's easy. S-A-N K-I, yeah. N as Nancy, K-I, no T. C-C-A.
Searching. Oh, did find a whole bunch. Oh, too many. 2,000. Oh, we gotta filter it out.
But let's go. How come?
I think it's doing something funny.
Yeah.
Here we go. That's better.
Sankicha Arahattang Patva. It's a state of one or two others occur in the commentary. Many women Arahants are mentioned by name in the oldest texts, Sankicha. Let's keep going. Is it only two occurrences?
We only have two occurrences of Sankicha in the whole dictionary. System library. Sankita Thera. Oh, there's a Thera.
Just a monk.
Brahmin family of Savatthi. The whole thing about Sankicha here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the monk story. Okay, never mind.
Mm,
Assembly. Our good friend from wherever he is.
again, the monk, he has copied from.
Sankit. Why did that?
Just you can also click the.
This one, Kichankita?
No, not really. I mean, I'm
It's okay.
surprised that. Yeah,
It's okay. It's okay. We are getting distracted. We are talking about one thing now. We are talking about completely different. So,
that's okay. Though.
Sankitang.
Sinhala.
Sankitang.
I think Sankata, Asankata. I don't know how to make that connection. When he comes, I have to. They went to have ice cream, and they called me to go, and that is. I
You
said,
missed your ice cream. I'm sorry. Why did
that's
you?
okay.
You could go.
So
I
if
mean,
he was here, I could have asked him, what is the meaning of your name?
right.
I said I will join them later.
Oh,
So
I'm sorry. Now I'm
no
not feeling
problem.
good about extending the lesson. Because
No. That's okay. The ice cream place doesn't close. Tomorrow I can go. Let's stay in the Sankitya examples that we found. Oh, you went from Sanskrit.
I will go back.
Okay, and here,
You want to go to the other one or this one?
Arahat, second base of an Arhat condition. Well, there is one instance in the canon of a child having attained Arhatship at the age of 7. One or two, that's his name. One or two others occur in the commentary. The name Sankitya. Many women Arhants are mentioned by name in the oldest texts. But okay, so that's about Arhant women. Sachikaroti. Keep going.
Other occurrence is the first occurrence. This guy. This one over here.
Sankitya Arahatang Patwa. It disappeared. Oh, it is here. Okay. Again, that's okay. It's Sankitya. It's probably a proper name only. And if you read about Sankitya story, it's a strange story. You might want to read it. I forgot, but I knew it exists.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's go there. Read it.
You want to go and read Sankitya story?
Mm-hmm.
Any idea? Oh, I can just search, I guess.
Just search Sankitya. Not that. What you found in Google, not in Sutta Center. So, yeah, that first one, not this
First
one.
one, not
Yeah.
this one. He was born in a very eminent Brahmin family of Savatthi. His mother died just before his birth and was cremated, but he was found. Oh dear!
Yeah,
Wow!
unburnt on the funeral pyre.
Oh dear! The men who burnt her mother's body, turning the pyre over with sticks.
Oh, there is a name. Hence his name Sakuna Chinnaki Kotitaya Sankicho.
Wow! Sankuna.
No wonder this monk loves birds.
Oh,
Too
no,
bad.
this is not Sakuna. It's Sankuna.
Yeah, but it's oh yeah, Sankuna, that's right. Okay, not Sakuna. Thank you. you you saved my life. Sakuna is birds. Sankuna is a stick.
Sankuna is a stick. Okay.
Yeah.
So Sankuna Chinna Kiko.
Tinnakki kotitaya, because ඇහි කෙළවර අක්කි කෝටි. අක්කි කෝටි is the ඇහි කෙළවර that is broken by Sankuna. Hinduwaki.
Okay. So they were clearing the fire
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
accidentally poked his eye.
Yeah.
That
When he
became
was
Sankicha. Wow, that's a long story.
when he was discovered, they consulted soothsayers who told them that if he lived in the household, 7 generations would be
Powerist.
impoverished.
Oh dear.
But if he became a monk, he would be the leader of the 500. At the age of 7, he came to know of his mother's death and expressed a wish to join the order. His guardians agreeing to this, he was ordained under Sariputta. He won arahantship in the tonsure hall. At that time, 30 men of Savatthi who had entered the order and had practiced the duties of high ordination for 4 years wished to engage in meditation. The Buddha, foreseeing danger for them, sent them to Sariputta. Sariputta advised them to take with them the novice Sankicha, and they reluctantly agreed. After a journey of 120 leagues, they came to a village of 1,000 families, where they stayed at the request of the inhabitants, who provided all their needs. At the beginning of the rains, the monks agreed among themselves not to talk to one another. If any among them fell ill, this is the story of Karanimita Sutra, he was to strike a bell. One day, as the monks were eating their meal on the banks of a neighboring river, a poor man who had traveled far, well, it's not the story, stood near them and they gave him some food. He then decided to stay with them. But after 2 months, wishing to see his daughter, he left the monks without a word. He traveled through a forest where he lived 500 where lived 500 robbers who had vowed to offer a human
Oh dear.
sacrifice to a spirit of the forest. As soon as they saw him, they captured him and prepared for the sacrifice. The man then offered to provide them with a victim of far higher status than himself and led them to the monks. Knowing their habits, he struck the bell and they all assembled. When the robbers made known their design, each one of the monks offered himself as a victim, and in the end Sankicha, with great difficulty, persuaded the others to let him go. The thieves took Sankicha and who is him here? To let Sankicha go with
Sankicha
them.
go. Right,
Okay.
right, right. So they all volunteered and reluctantly,
Yeah,
ultimately, Sankicha was the one who was selected. Oh,
right. And when all was ready, the leader approached him with drawn sword. Sankicha entered into Samadhi, and when the blow was struck, the sword buckled and bent at the end and split from hilt to top. Marveling at this, the thieves did obeisance to Sankicha, and after listening to his preaching, asked leave to be ordained. Sankicha agreed to this, and having ordained them, took them to the other monks. There he took leave of them and went with his following to the Buddha. In due course, Sankicha received the high ordination, and 10 years later he ordained his sister's son, Atimuttaka, Adimuttaka, who likewise ordained 500 thieves. For the story of Atimuttaka, see Sankicha's story is often referred to in Visuddhimagga. The Naga Petavattu contains a story of another of Sankicha's pupils. The Thera Gatha contains a series of stanzas spoken by Sankicha in praise of the charms of the forest in reply to a layman who, wishing to wait upon him, wished him to dwell in the village. Sankicha is one of the 4 novices mentioned in the Chatu Samanera Vattu. Sankicha's Iddhi is described as Nya Va Vipharaviddhi. Now, no Pali can teach us what that means. The Iddhi referred to in this connection is Sankicha's escape from death. Oh, while his mother's body was being
Wow. So he
burned.
actually had Iddhi even as a baby.
Yeah. Nyava Vipar. Okay.
You want to do a dictionary search?
Yeah.
Probably not gonna find much, but let's see. Oh, that's not gonna.
No.
Okay.
Do a Google search. Only occur.
That is too hilarious.
Gonna do a Sinhala search.
Correct. That's not helpful.
No, nothing.
Okay.
You only get Sankicha, right?
Yes, same
Good
stories.
talk. Good talk for Dhamma talks. So I was looking for one for tomorrow's.
Let me tell you guys about our head monk.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back and I show you some more stuff on Satipatthana.
Sure. So what is this Sankita now? I forgot about it altogether. Sankita.
Sankitang, Hakilunu.
Oh yes, Sankita
Because you have Vikitta, Visirunu. So this is referring to two states. If you infer the meaning that is not given.
Open-minded and close-minded. Is that this is what this
Yeah,
is?
yeah. So but not really. Vikitta is Visirunu, like scattered mind. It is referring to a hindrance like restlessness.
I see. I see.
And Sankita is like Thinamidda, like sleepy mind. Okay. Mahaggatang vachittang. Mind gone mahat tattveta. Mahat gata. Gone, like gata means gone to mahat state. What is this? This is like a
Right.
infinite. No. This is meditation stuff.
Mm.
Infinitely developed mind, like Akasananchayatana, infinite space. Pride and all of that is something like Raga Desha Moha.
I see. So Sautaramba.
Sautarang, surpassed mind. Anuttarang, unsurpassed mind. Like Sautarang is surpassable. Like when you are in a jhana, you can go to the second, then you can go to the third, so you surpass it. Anuttarang is you go to an infinite state, or you can go to neither perception nor non-perception. You can't go any beyond unless you change your focus to something else. So there's more drama in here, right?
It looks like there's more things to digest individually.
Yeah.
But ultimately, where is this going? I guess. Okay, so Buddha is explaining various states of mind.
This has even vimuttan chitta. When the mind is liberated, you know mind is liberated. Could be in Chittanupassana, you get the liberation. Well, many vimuttas have been explained, like Subha Vimukha, all of that. So it could be in one of those that you experience it. And you had you read Samahit, you didn't, right?
No, I
Samahitanga
skipped.
Asamahit.
I skipped. I was trying to get to the meat of it. Okay, so these are various states of mind Buddha is
Yeah.
explaining, but
Yeah.
ultimately he.
But here earlier you had Vedana, which we didn't read, but instead of Atti Kayotiva, here Atti Chittantiva Panasa Satipachupattita. See that connection. Now there is, it's not that, do you remember that part from Kayanupassana? Atti Kayotiva Panasa Satipachupattita Hoti. There is a body that he's mindful that there is a body. Instead, right. Here there is a mind, Atichittang. There is a mind that he is mindful about that he is aware of that. Anisitocha viharati, he stay unassociating it. Fascinating, right?
Yes. Yes, certainly. Not that
And
I
now go to,
understand it, but it's making my
I
wisdom.
think what is missing between the two of us is that you have not read it. This is your first reading,
Hmm.
and I have read it. This is not my first reading. So that I'm trying to throw too much into your mind, and it's and that it doesn't we need to be a little patient in this. Let's go to Dhammanupassana because this is over now. Take this.
Dhammanupassana goes from pointer location here all the way up to here, it seems. That's a lot of Dhammanupassana.
Yeah, it has a lot of things that includes five hindrances, six internal. This is a place to learn what is internal and what is external from this sutra itself. These are all dhammas, and it has 7 factors of awakening. So it's endless ocean, and it also includes 4 noble truths. So play my audio to learn, but do Dhammanupassana read now to get it.
Okay.
From Katancha Bhikkhave.
Katancha Bhikkave Bhikkhu Dhammesu Dhammanupassi Viharati Ida Bhikkave Bhikkhu Dhammesu Dhammanupassi Viharati Panchasu
Panchasu Nivaranesu.
Panchasu Nivaranesu five Nivarana Pancha Nivarana
Hindrances, right.
Katancha Pana Bhikkave Bhikkhu Dhammesu Dhammanupassi Viharati Panchesu
Panchasu Nivarane.
Panchasu Nivaranesu. What are these? Ida Bhikkave Bhikkhu Santang va Ajjatang Ajjatang Kamachandang Atti me Ajjatang Kamachandoti Pajanati.
So Santang, when there is, Santang කියන්නේ තියෙනකොට, Ajhatang, තමා තුළ, Kamachandang, this is like same, Kamachandang, 5 Kamachand, sensual desire. Atti me Ajhatang Kamachandoti Pajanati. You know very well that I have sensual desire.
Realizing the fact that you have Kamachanda, the desire, Chande.
Asantangva, when there isn't, then you know it isn't here. Yathacha uppannasa kamachandasa pahanang hoti. Now this is a tricky part. Just as there is a prahana, eradication, disappearance, uppannasa kamachandasa, of the arisen kamachanda, thancha pajanati. You know that too. This could be a jhana state. Okay. Yathacha pahinasa kamachandasa ayating anuppado hoti tancha pajanati. This is very, very important. Yathacha, just as pahinasa kamachandasa, already eradicated sensual desires, ayating, anuppado. Ayating here means returning. Anuppado, non-arising. Navata nopaminimak veda. Navata noipadeemak veda. Ayating then means again. Non-arising, if there is non-arising tanchapajana, that too knows. That means it's your own mind knowing, how do I get rid of this kamachanda? For that, you have to be in a place where you have overcome kamachanda in a jhana state. Without going to a jhana state, so without having jhana, anybody says that you can do it, that's talking BS. That's not knowing, not analyzing the sutra. Same patterns goes to Bhyapadang and Tina Middang, etc. Now go to after this part.
Icham.
Is Ajjattam Bahidda comes here too. Instead of Ajjattam Kaye, here it is Ajjattam Dhammi. Okay.
Then we got Dhammanupassana
Khandapabba.
Kandya.
Panchasu Upadana Khandesu. Five clinging aggregates.
So I guess it Seems like a lot of things root from this sutta.
Yeah. No, read this. Don't think too much. You are going to confuse yourself, not knowing where you are headed.
පුනච්ච පරම් භික්ඛවේ භික්ඛු ධම්මේසු ධම්මානුපස්සේ විහෙරති පංචසු උපාදානස්කන්ධේසු අකංච පන භික්ඛවේ භික්ඛු ධම්මේසු ධම්මානුපස්සේ විහෙරති පංචසු උපාදානස්කන්ධේසු question mark questioning ඉද භික්ඛවේ භික්ඛු ඉති රූපං ඉති රූපස්ස සමුදායෝ ඉති
Samudayo.
සමුදයෝ ඉති රූපස්ස අත්ථංගමෝ වේදනා ඉති වේදනාය සමුදයෝ ඉති වේදනාය අත්ථංගමෝ. So I guess I need to know අත්ථංගමෝ. What is අත්ථංගමෝ?
Astangame. Netter netivima. Mulinu putadami.
අත්ථංගමය. Oh, that's a Sinhala word. I didn't even know.
Oh, you read it in the beginning of this sutra. Dukkha domanassanam attangamaya.
Same අත්ථංගමය. Diminishing මුලින්ම පොටා දැමීමනේ.
Yeah.
Rooting out.
Yeah.
So ඉති රූපං ඉති රූපස්ස.
What are the 5 skandhas? Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana. You find all 5 and it says, you know it is Samudayo, you know it is, what is it?
රූපස්ස අත්ථංගමෝ.
Yeah, so you see these 2 things, Samudayo, Attangama. Vedanaya Samudayo, Attangama. How a feeling could disappear, how a perception could disappear, how a formation, a Sankara, could disappear. So all 5 aggregates arise like this and pass away like this. Take Rupa. What kind of Rupas do we have? Now you need to put your mind into all these possibilities like Chakku Rupa, Sota Rupa, Gana Rupa, Jivha Rupa. All of it constitutes of the body Rupa, the body, the body that is made of 4 elements. That's talking about 4 elements. The salayatanas, the body that is made of 6 sense bases. So you analyzed the accident experience. You saw an accident, and what did you see? Chakkurupa. You made a contact with an eye cognition, and that is how that skandha arose. The mass skandha of seeing arose because of that. Just 1 second. Bante? Oh?
Resume recording. So we are now recording again.
Let me close the door so the birds don't get active. Okay. Now
So we were over here.
Yeah, we were in Rupang, and you know what Vedanas we have, how Vedanas arise, and you know how Sanyas could be any Sanya, or very deep Sanyas, and Sankara is Kaya Sankara, Vachi Sankara, Mano Sankara, or any other Sankaras, general thoughts. And then 6 types of Vijnanas and how they arise. Eye consciousness, ear consciousness. You see, in every place, there's no escape. It's all Buddha Dharma, right? They are rising and they are passing away. And that is what it says, iti ajjatamba dhammesu bahiddhava. That part again comes at the end of it. And now you will I need to show you the ayatana pabba. Okay, read that, and you will come back, you will see what is ajjatta bahiresu ayatanesu here.
Bhikkave bhikkhu
Read from 117.
Oh, okay. Punacca param bhikkave bhikkhu dhammesu dhammanupasse viharati chasu
Ajjattika bahiresu ayatanesu.
chasu 6 external.
No, internal and
Oh,
external.
internal and external. Ayatanesu.
Now this is where he is teaching what is internal and what is external. So learn from this. Okay. And how? He's teaching Katancha. How do you do that?
Okay. Ida bhikkave bhikkhu chakkunsu chakkuncha ajanati.
Now he knows the eye. Rupecha pajanati. He knows the forms.
Form.
Yancha tadubhayang paticca uppajjati sanyojanang tancha pajanati. That is about eye consciousness. Okay. Just giving you the premise before I explain it. Yancha, whatever, tad ubhayang, because deke ekatu vela. Tang ubhayang. Because of those two, paticca, like because of uppajjati, arises, sanyojana, a fetter. So here is that connection. Sanyojana is what it's not about dasa sanyojana, don't go there. It's about what arises based on the two. Tancha pajanati, that also is known. He knows. What arises when there is an eye and a form is eye consciousness.
Chakku viññāna.
Yeah. Yathacha anuppannasa sanyojanasa uppado hoti tancha pajanati. And you know anuppannasa, unarisen, sanyojanas, uppado, arising. That now eye consciousness didn't arise, now it arose. You see how
Something
it
that did
happened.
not exist now exists.
Yeah. And then yathacha uppannasa sanyojanasa pahinang hoti tancha pajanati. Now it arose and it disappears.
Disappears.
Yathacha pahinasa sanyojanasa, I think anuppado hoti tancha pajanati. This is nibbana. Yeah, just as now that it has unarisen, and I think anuppado hoti, that it's not going to arise again, tancha pajanati. What is the place where it's not going to arise? Even in an ordinary state of mind, it is going to arise. Consciousness is going to arise. When consciousness has experienced cessation, that too is known to you. That is nibbana, like cessation of consciousness.
It just goes on. So here's chakku, sota, I'm guessing gnana, jivha.
Ghana is nasaya.
Ghana, jivha,
Jivha.
tasting, tongue.
Yeah, kaya. Oh, this is all about cessation of. This is why the Buddha says in this very body there is samudaya and nirodha. In the ayatanas, your experience arises, your experience ceases. It's just that people are too busy scratching, their life's surface, not seeing that this is right here with us.
The samudaya here has a different meaning than dukkha, dukkha samudaya niroga, dukkha samudaya niroga.
Again, the same thing.
Same thing.
When you say dukkha samudaya, it is the arising of dukkha, right? Arising of tanha, the same format.
So samudaya in the sense of reasoning, samudaya in the sense of reason.
No. Look at the meaning. Samudaya means arising. Look at the meaning.
I see. So dukkha samudaya.
You are bringing your own meaning to it. Arising of dukkha. Do the dictionary search.
Sure. Samudaya. Samudaya. Rise.
Origin, right?
Yes.
Is it reasoning?
Okay.
Is it
I
reasoning?
see. It's not reasoning. It's arising.
Okay, thank you.
It's traditionally explained is dukkha hetu, dukkha nati kirima, dukkha nati kirimi marga.
So what is the problem there is people have taken Four Noble Truths out of the Dhamma context. I can do that because I see how the Buddha is doing that in every single place. And it definitely has many openings to attain Nibbana in this sutra.
So my point is, this is how even back in Sri Lanka, how these things are explained. Dukkha dukkha hetu dukkha neti kirima dukkha neti kirima marga. You ingrain that in your childhood, from the childhood.
There is nothing wrong with that because dukkha hetua is craving, right? Samudaya, what arises is craving.
Right, but someone translating dukkha samudaya, just like I did, samudaya seems to be implying hetu, reasoning, whereas samudaya is actually
No.
rise.
That's how you have taken it. I didn't take it that way because I was fortunate enough to like catch it early.
Okay.
It could happen though.
Rise.
See, some
udaya. Some udaya.
bursting forth, effulgence, produce, revenue.
Udaya. Some udaya. Okay. Will not make the same mistake going forth.
Now I see why you were really kind of still not totally established in that very first explanation. So you're trying to see reasoning and samudaya. There's a whole type of meditation called samudaya vaya. All you do is seeing the arising phenomena and vaya phenomena, vaya dhamma. Dhammatas vaya. This is vaya dhamma sankara. Upada vaya dhammino, arising and vaya dhammino. Upajitva nirujjanti, having arisen, they cease. Tesang upasamok sukho, overcoming them is happiness. A summary of Satipatthana Sutta that we chant. It's not known as that, but it's just for me, for us, it's a summary. Now go to each title of this.
Ayatana Pabbang
Bojjhanga. So what is in there? Maybe we'll stop there. See, yeah, you read it.
Punacha param bhikkave bhikkhu dhammesu dhammānupassī viharati sattasu bojjhangesu.
In 7 bodhi angas, 7 factors of awakening. These are Sati, Dhamma, Vicaya, Virya, Piti, Passaddhi, Samadhi, Upekka. Again, Buddha throwing you into factors of awakening. And this is amazing. Go ahead. How?
Sorry. Katancha pana bhikkave dhammesu dhammānupassī viharati sattasu bojjhangesu idda bhikkave bhikkhu santang va
Ajjattang.
Sati
සතිසම්බොජ්ජංගය සන්තංවා තියෙනකොට තමා තුළ අත්තිමේ අජ්ජත්තං සතිසම්බොජ්ජංග හෝති පජානාති. That there is mindfulness bojjhanga in me, he knows. Asantangva, when it is not there, nattime ajjattam, he knows that it is not there. Yathacha anuppannasa satisambojjangasa uppado hoti, when it arises having not been there, that also he knows. Yathacha uppannasa satisambojjangasa bhavanaya paripuri hoti, when you can develop it through bhavana, through cultivation. So cultivation here is the meaning of that. Paripuri, fulfillment. Tancha pajanati, that too he knows. This is what we are doing is Dhamma Vicaya, analyzing Dhamma. We did that in so Nibbana, seeing Nibbana is either it's if you take it in stages, there's a process like you see Nibbana when as a stream winner, you see more freedom, more Nibbana as a Sakadagami person, you see more Nibbana as an Anagami, you see final Nibbana as an Arahant, final freedom. So all this, that's why Dhamma Chakkung Udapadi means you have Dhamma I has arisen in you. but it's not final settlement. Now keep going. Now Dhamma Vichaya, Viriya, Piti, Passaddi, Samadhi, Upekka. Upekka again could be third jhana upekka, fourth jhana upekka. There's a lot happening here. Again he says iti ajjattamma, and then about Four Noble Truths, which is the integral part.
Oh,
Read that. I don't want you to skip.
This one? 120?
The one before.
119?
Yeah.
Unichaparam bhikkhave bhikkhu dhammesu dhammenu passi viharati.
Dhammanupassi viharati.
Dhammanu passi viharati. Chatusu arya satchesu. Katancha pana bhikkhave bhikkhu dhammesu dhammanu passi viharati. Chatusu arya satchesu ida bhikkhave bhikkhu idang dukkhanti. Yata bhutang pajanati. Ayang dukkha samudayo ti. Yata bhutang pajanati. Ayang dukkha nirodho ti. Yata bhutang pajanati. Ayang dukkha nirodha gami patipadati. Yata bhutanti.
So yata bhutam pajanati is knowing as is.
Yata bhutang.
Yataha bhuta, as arising. As arising.
So yata bhutang, is it as it is? Bhutang, yata bhutang, whatever the form. Bhuta.
Yeah, bhuta is yata arisen, as it has arisen. Bhuta is what has been arisen. It is a past participle. So it is so you are told to see dukkha samudaya, dukkha nirodha gamini. All of the truths you are told to see now. What is dukkha samudaya in your understanding after listening to all of this? Dukkha samudaya is I, form, and I consciousness, feelings, craving, clinging. That process is dukkha samudaya. What is dukkha nirodha? When there is no I, no form, there's no consciousness arising, no feelings, no contact, no feelings, that process. Okay. And what is the path? The path is Eightfold Path. And read, don't think.
Which one do you want to read? 120?
Dukkha Satya Niddeso, yeah. Because you are again stuck in Samudaya part, I think.
No, I'm not. I'm not stuck. I'm trying to push it down, condense it a little bit.
I think this will come when you read it alone too.
Yeah. That's true. I agree.
But
not
I'm
just
giving
once,
you,
probably several times.
Yeah, this I have done many times, and but for you, be patient, but never give up on this sutra. It didn't come at once. I had many questions before, and I have taught this wrong before. I must be honest on that. And I didn't know what Ajjatta means, what Bahidda means, until the full sutra taught me what they are. And then he is asking, Katamancha Bhikkhave Dukkhang Arya Satchang. What is the noble truth of dukkha? Jatipi dukkha, jarapi dukkha, maranampi dukkha, soka parideva, etc. Okay? Katancha Bhikkhave Jati. Yate sante sansattanan tamhi sattanikaye jati sanjati okkanti abhinibbatti kandhanam patu bhavo ayatananam patilavo ayam uchyate bhikkhave jati. So skandhas arising and descending of a being and all of that. What is jara? The decay of the body. It's a lot to learn here. So he's asking what is dukkha, and the answer is In 120, you find Katamancha Bhikkhave Dukkha. Okay, sorry. He's first asking what is dukkha, and then he says jati dukkho, jarapi dukkho, etc. And then in 121, he's asking that single question. He isolates one, and he says what is jati,
Jati. What is jati?
what is birth. He's asking tesan tesan sattanam, of this and that beings, tamhi sattanikaya, of this and that classes of like Saptanikaya in groups of, like some are born as animals, some are born as humans. Jati, born, Sanjati, conceived, Okkanti, descends, Abhinibbati, appear, Khandanam Patubhavo, appearance of their skandhas, the aggregates, Ayatananam Patilabo, receiving of the sense doors, Ayatanas. Ayam Uchati Bhikkhave Jati. This is called Jati. This includes heavenly beings or any being who is born, or even like just appearing. Then he goes to the second one. What is Jara? Tesan sattanam tammi sattanikaya jara, decay, jiranita, like aging, khandichang, breaking up, palichang, splitting, valitta chata, deformed skin, like chata, valitta chata, deformed skin, ayuno sanghani, ending of ayu, indriyanam paripako, maturity of the faculties, indriyas, ayang uchati bhikkave jara. This is called jara. Then what is marana? He says, yantesan tesan sattanam, of this and that beings.
Give me a second. I'm gonna quiet my voice. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
They were right outside the door starting to play. I can't hear anything now.
Yeah. Maranam. Tesan sattanam, of this and that being. Tamha sattanikaya, from this and that class of sattvas beings. Chuti, dying. Chavanata, decay. It's sort of like, I would say, disappearance. Behedo, breaking up. Antaradhana. This is actually Atrudhang Vima, Antaradhana. Chavanata is like Chutavima. Chuti is also Chuti, like death, but Chavanata, sort of like another word to emphasize it, I would say.
So he's addressing not just humans, he's addressing all the other beings as well. Their forms of disappearing or whatever that process is. Okay.
Yeah, Machu Marana, the Mrutyu Marane, like the Mara killing. Kalang Kriya, ending, doing, like Kriya means doing of the time. He's done with the time. Khandanam Bhedo, breaking of the skandhas. Kalevarasa Nikkepo, body එක බහා තබන එක. Placing of the body. Jivitindriya supacchedo. Upacchedo is separation of Jivitindriya, the life faculty. Idam bhikkave marana. What is soko and what is paridevo? All of it. I'm not going to read all of that, so I leave it for
Deep
you.
analysis on everything.
Yeah, but this is the longer version of Satipatthana that we read. So that is why but not in all Satipatthanas we get all of it. But be happy that.
Why did you call this the longer version? There's a shorter version?
Yeah, that they eliminate the Four Noble Truths from it.
Who are they? The Buddha didn't.
Editors of Tripitaka.
I see.
Those who didn't want this in it, they would eliminate it. Down here it is Samudaya. Now see Samudaya here. See Samudaya. Katamancha Bhikkave Dukkha Samudayang Arya Satchang.
Yayang Tanha Onobabika Nandira Gasaha
Nandiraga Sahagata.
Nandira Sahagata Tatra Bindan
Tatra Abhinandini.
Tatra Binandini.
ඒ තැන්වල ඇලෙනවා. Sayati.
Nandini is getting stuck.
No, Alineka. Getting attached.
Attached. Nandini.
So all it is talking about is Sayati idam kamatanha bhavatanha vibhavatanha. Okay. So what is samudaya? In our analysis, we came to the samudaya, arising phenomena to the samudaya in human experience, how we come to craving based on the eye, that same thing. Okay, but here katancha bhikkave dukkha samudayam ariya satcham. You get that, right?
What is the dukkha samudaya ariya satya?
Satya. Yo ayang yayang tanha pono bhavika. It is this very tanha, this craving, pono bhavika, that causes rebirth, punarbhavya. Nandi raga sahagata, that has liking, attachment. Nandi raga. Nandi is kemetta. Raga is attachment. Sahagata. Sahagata meaning endowed with. Tatra tatra abhinandini. This here and there you get clinged. Tatra tatra abhinandini. Sayyati idam, such as kamatanha or bhavatanha or vibhavatanha. One of these cravings. He sees cravings can be like you can be attached to bhava, you can be fooled into not thinking that there is no bhava, so you enjoy this life at all levels. So kama tanha is like your sensuality, and bhava tanha is existence, that you want to be a brahma or stay. Vibhava tanha is annihilation concept, that you stay and you end somewhere, so let us not regard anything and enjoy. So and then he says, so Sako Panesa, let me read so you hear the correct reading the first time. Sako Panesa Bhikkave, that monks, Tanha, that Tanha, Sa Tanha, Khatta Uppajjamana, arising where? Uppajjati, arises. Khatta Nivisamana, Nivisati, disappearing where? It disappears. Yang Loke, in this world, Piya Rupam, Kamati Rupayak, Sata Rupam, liking Rupayak, likable form. Etta Esa Tanha Uppajjamana Uppajjati. Etta Nivisamana Nivisati. They are Tanha. So now the accident, take for an example. Did you have any Tanha for it? All you had was disliking. That is Tanha too. Right? So if you didn't have any of that,
I wouldn't be cringy.
You wouldn't be cringy, and you would disassociate yourself with it. And then he's asking a further question. Kinchi loke piyarupam satarupam. What is a pleasant form and likable form? Chakku loke piyarupam satarupam ete sa tanha uppajjamano uppajjati etta nivismana nivisati sotang. And so again he's coming down to the six senses. Okay. And then that's just the Chakku and then Rupa and Chakku Vinyanan Loke, and so
this dot is a repetition, implying repetition.
Yeah.
So this sutra is actually even longer.
Yeah. So let's skip this part and go to the end. That's cessation. Same thing in the cessation part, and then this is the eightfold path and analysis on that. And then he gives the prediction. Yohi kochi bhikkave ime chattaro satipatthane evam bhaveya satta vassani. 7 years. But read evam bhaveya. Okay, yo, one who
satta vassani tassa vinnam palanam
Palanam
Anyatarang palang patikangkang teva dhamme anya. මේ චත්තාරෝ පතිපත්තානේ එවම් භවෙය්‍ය
Bhaveya.
භාවෙය්‍ය සත්ත වස්සානි වස්සාන හතක්
No, Arudu hata.
වස්සානි ඔව්
Varsha hata. Vassan is Vassana Kalan. I don't know if you meant that.
right.
But
So I was making that connection. So wassana hatak means you have to like pass 7 years to get to every year you have one wasana. So
oh, that also makes sense, yeah. But he's saying evam bhaveya. If you do it this way, evam meaning thus, bhaveya, cultivate. If you develop it this way. Ime chattaro satipatthana, these 4 satipatthanas. Thassa, to that person, dvinnang palana, of the 2 fruitions, pala deking, anyataram, a certain palang, anyataram palang, patikankam, he realizes. Ditteva dhamme, in this very life, so ditta dhamma is right here. Anya,
right.
Anya is the knowledge of ending. Sativa upadisese, when there is defilement left, sati here means not mindfulness, but remainder. Upadisese, upadi meaning causes for birth. When there is things remaining, anagam, non-returning. And then he says, Tittantu bhikkave sattavasani, let alone monks sattavasani, 7 years. Yohi kochi bhikkave ime chattasatipatthana evam bhaveya cha vassani, panchavasani, coming down up to 7 days. Addamaso is half a month. Sattahang, satta ahang, meaning 7 days. Aha here means days. Thus, and then he says the prediction closure further down. This is the end. Ikaino ambikave maggo sattana visuddhya soka pariddavanam, etc. Iti yantang vuttang idametam paticca vuttang. What yang tang vuttang, that which was said, vuttang said, idang etam paticca vuttang. It was said because of this. Idamavocha bhagava, this was so said by the Buddha, attamanate bhikkhu bhagavato bhasitang abhinandanti. Happy monks, delighted in the Buddha's words. Read this as a lifetime practice. So, and bring questions anytime. You have the freedom to do that, and stop anywhere and take time to learn it.
For sure, yes. 100%.
Don't wait until you are 65. That's a very bad decision.
No, I was just kidding.
Wait until 65 with this in your mind. So 7 years is now.
Right.
Any question? I'm very tired. I should stop.
I understand. I can see that. So let's end here. Thank you so much for all your patience. I think we.
Thank you for your patience too.
Oh, I don't know what I did, but good.
Yeah. Any questions? Please send my way, and so I expect some response from you for the final.
Do you want it tomorrow, or how long are you going to give me?
No. Take your time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will so just to make sure we line up all the ducks, I will send it before next Sunday, because I think next Sunday is the mark exam in the other class. So I don't want to get into any trouble, or I don't want anyone to get into any trouble. So I will return it within a week, all answers, and I will talk to you. We will be in touch. Maybe I'll be in less touch now, a little bit less, so
that's
I can
okay. But you can contact me. Happy studying and rejoice in Dhamma. That is
alrighty.
This is priceless.
Oh yes, definitely.
But in one setting, all Satipatthana is very, very tough. So, but you did well. You did well. You were patient.
You were a good teacher, so I should
Thank
say
you.
that.
It's
All right.
it's all my life that I'm giving. So,
Okay, Bante. Then I will.
Karnai.
Are we gonna see each other in the Pali class? Are you also taking the class, or are you gonna
Yeah,
drop
yeah,
me
yeah,
off?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. We'll at least see each other on Tuesdays and
You will
Thursdays.
see
Then.
Professor teasing me and other monks, and we will have fun.
Once he gets used to me, he will also make fun of me. So
Yeah,
don't get it. Yeah, it'll
yeah.
be
Try
fine.
to be present in the class all the time on video as a way of showing respect
Yeah,
to
sure,
us.
sure.
I know you have to prepare your kids, but I think on these 2 days, maybe you can assign
Yeah,
that.
I'll make an arrangement. Should be
Yeah,
fine. I think for most part it should be fine.
good. Then Tervan Saranai.
Everyone said, "Hamdurne."
Yeah, you are free.
You are free, not me.